Hello lovely people, it has been quite a while since I last did a video. I think, I actually haven't checked, but I think it was back in June was my last video. I thought I would come on here and just say hello. It's been a little while. There are reasons why it's been a little while. Life has been a little tricky for the last 6 months. Some bad, some good. We unfortunately had a family bereavement, which I think took its toll on the whole family, and that stunted the year in many ways. I don't want to go into details, it's not my story to tell. But the rest of the year was taken up with all sorts of crazy work stuff. I got a new job, which is cool, at the same company I currently work for, but I am now doing 2 jobs at the same time, which is slightly complicated. So that's some of the reasons why I've been a little bit not around. And I've just felt a bit too overwhelmed with stuff to do. And I think I needed desperately to cut something out, and that one thing unfortunately happened to be YouTube, because YouTube doesn't pay me money, and well, I think it pays me like 20p a month. YouTube doesn't really, pay the bills, and I needed to focus on that and keeping things going and working on myself and all that sort of thing. So I am currently back in therapy. It's not something I will never hide. That is difficult but positive, and ultimately I'm happy that I'm back, although not. Anyone who's been to therapy will understand exactly what I'm saying. So that's that. But I did really want to kickstart the new year with getting my YouTube channel back going, because it's something that I've had a lot of joy from. I've really enjoyed doing YouTube and kind of learning about video editing and all sorts of things, thinking about content, that kind of thing. On that note, I'm not sure that everything that I'm doing will be plant related content, because I have just so many more interests than just plants, and I think a lot of what I was feeling last year was kind of an overwhelm with my plants. I had got to a point, and I think I touched on this in my last video, which I think was about going on a no-buy, and I think I've just been feeling really overwhelmed by the amount of plants that I have. You can probably see up there, they're not, some of them, a lot of them are in good shape now, because I've been really focusing on looking after the ones that I have and not buying anymore, but there are certainly some that are still struggling, so that has been a big focus of mine, and also just to kind of chill on the plant stuff. I didn't want to bring any more pressure into my life last year, so I will still be talking about plants because I love them. It's just it won't be everything, and if you're not up for that kind of content, that is totally fine. You can just come here for the plant content and ignore the other stuff, or don't come here at all, that's also fine. I wouldn't hold it against anyone, but yeah, so just to give you a heads up that things will be slightly different, but not too different. I like being able to do lots of things, not just one niche. I think I am very much that kind of person who can't sit in one pigeonhole for like a long period of time, so and I think creatively I have so many interests that I'd really like to kind of share on here. So yeah, that's that. You probably can't tell, but I have had my eyebrows microbladed. I am going to do a video on that at some point in the new year, to just explain the process, document the process really, because it's been a very interesting one for me. I've never had tattoos before, so that will be coming up at some point in the future. I thought I would mention my current 2022 goals. I've thought a lot about these, and these are goals for January 2022. I usually do year-long goals and then fail miserably because I'm just not the kind of person who can follow through for an entire year. Much as I really love watching that content, like I gave up caffeine for a year, or I stopped drinking for a year, or I stopped buying stuff for a year. I would love to be able to do that, but I don't have the continuity of self to do that, to commit to something and see it through all the way. So for me, it's a lot easier to do manageable steps. Even if I was to say I'm going to give up alcohol for a year, I'd have to do, I'm going to give up alcohol for a month and then extend that each time rather than telling myself it's a full year. So anyway, I will share what I am planning to do for January, because I don't know, I always find it interesting. So I have on Storygraph, which is an app where you can track your reading, I have committed to doing 1 page of reading every single day, which is so achievable. And I've really found that doing these tiny little achievable goals actually leads to an improved action. So I will be doing 1 page of reading every day. I will be drinking 1.5 litres of water every day. I have to, because I have been not drinking enough water, and I feel it. I really, really feel it. I'll be doing 5,000 steps every day, which I've been doing mostly consistently in December and a bit of November, I think. But it's just good because it gets you moving. I'm going to try to get 7 hours sleep every single night. I am going to cook from scratch at least 1 night a week, which sounds like absolutely nothing to probably most people, but I'm such a grab and go person that everything that I eat is kind of instant food. Like you take it out of the freezer, stick it in the oven, then it's ready to go. Or like packet mixes and stuff like that. I just don't cook from scratch, and I would really like to, because I think it's better nutritionally mostly, and also I think it can be quite an enjoyable process. So that's that. I'm giving up alcohol for the month of January because I think I'm a bit fed up of my relationship with alcohol, and I don't have a problem, like an addiction, but I think I sometimes rely on it emotionally. If I've had a really stressful day at work, I'll be like, oh, I'll have a glass of wine, and I don't like that. I don't like relying on it in that way. So I want to kind of kick that habit. Eat breakfast every day. I'm going to do some form of exercise every single day, so that can just be a walk, that can be yoga, or it can be like full-blown weightlifting. Whatever it is, it's just, the goal is to get my body moving, because this for me is what really, really helps with my mental health, because I've been quite depressed, certainly in the last few months of 2021. And I know that exercise is what really helps me to get myself back on track. I am going to put fruit and veg in every single meal, because, as I said, I am not a fresh fruit and veg cooker. I think just so much of my food is kind of beige, and I want to improve on that. I'm going to make a concerted effort to leave the house every single day, even if it's just for like 5 minutes for a tiny walk around the block, or just get in the car, go and get petrol. Like whatever it is, I'm going to make sure I leave the house. And I am going to keep a positivity and gratitude journal for every day this month. It sounds like a lot, but actually they're such like little things that they ultimately, what I'm trying to build is a healthy mind, and these are all things that like help build the healthy mind. This is one from my therapist. She has given me a task to do 5 minutes of doing a pleasurable activity every day. So a lot of mine are like tending to my plants, reading, doing some crochet, playing with the cats, like things that give me joy kind of thing. And 5 minutes of doing something that gives me a sense of mastery. So like a 5-minute cleanup of the kitchen, loading the dishwasher, cleaning the bathroom sink, like doing a quick hoover, whatever it is that makes you feel a sense of mastery. Also like looking after plants, or completing a crochet project, or whatever it is that gives, it's a very individual thing about what gives you that sense of mastery. Bit personal, but I do want to make sure that I shower every day, because I think, as everyone knows, when you are depressed, things like personal hygiene can slip, and somehow become like the most difficult things to do. And it's not that I'm like not showering for weeks on end, it's just I found that the last thing I wanted to do was have a shower, and then it would be like day 3 without a shower, and I'd be feeling terrible about myself. Like, I'd be feeling gross. And it's not to say that 3 days without a shower is terrible, but for me personally, that's not like my personal level of hygiene. It does not sort of align with that. So yeah, I'm going to shower every day. And the final one is have vitamins every single day, because I am also, well, I'm iron deficient, and I'm fairly sure I'm vitamin D deficient at the moment, probably along with the rest of the UK. Sorry, I just knocked over a jug of Monstera in water, of course. So those are my goals. And I know that sounds like a lot of goals, but I've got myself like a little cheat sheet almost. So I've been keeping a sort of semi-diary for quite a while, and what I was doing is I was doing these kinds of tick boxes myself for quite a while, every single day, and it is laborious, let me tell you. So I have printed off a load of these, and basically each 5-line strip is one day. So I'll show you how that kind of looks in my diary. Because it's me, I didn't sort of plan ahead and measure the pages, so we've got this a little bit too long here. Oh, by the way, don't mind my fingernails, they have been covered in hair dye because I recently did my hair, so I just need to sort that out, but I haven't yet. So yeah, so these are just little tick boxes, so I can tick off each one at the end of each day, and also do my positivity and gratitude journal underneath. So this is not the kind of thing that's going to work for everyone, but for me, I think it's like a mental prompt to go, okay, I need to tick off this, this, and this, and this, and feel good about, like, it gives me a sense of accomplishment. So that is January. For the year, I want to pass my level 4 sports massage course, which I'm hopefully starting in about a week. And I would like to establish a better routine of like cooking and eating, and just get into a better, healthier relationship with food. And I would also like to read 22 books. My goal for last year was 21. I didn't meet it. I got 16. But I'm going to let myself off that year. So I brought this along because I think it's really pretty. So this is the first book that I am going to read this year, and it's Secrets of a Devonwood, My Nature Journal by Jo Brown. And it's not super heavy going, but it's so beautiful. So it's like it's basically a journal that she's published, and I haven't read it properly to see whether it's like, I don't know how I ended up opening this to a phallic shaped fungus, as she has written. That's just me to a T. So I'm going to really look forward to reading that. And this book has got such a pretty binding. So if you take the cover off, this is what's underneath, and it's so beautiful. I absolutely love it, and it just makes me feel inspired every time I look at it. It's been it's been sitting on one of my bookcases looking at me for quite a long time, because I keep it out, like, so that the front cover is facing outwards, because it just looks so pretty. So I'm going to really make my way through that, and I think that will be my 1 page a day, because it's going to be very easygoing reading. So that will be my starting point for this month. So that's that. I thought I would share with you Just some like planty stuff that I've been doing over the last couple of weeks really. Mainly this week honestly, because I've just not been up to speed with it. So yesterday I repotted my begonia Tamaya because he's looking just a little bit sparse, into this lovely ceramic pot that my brother's girlfriend gave me. It is the, what do you call it, the tray? I don't know what that's called, but the kind of the drip tray is attached. So it's a ceramic pot with a hole in the bottom, and the drip tray at the bottom allows for water to come out. But as this is a tall, very unwieldy plant, it needs something heavy to keep it in. So that is that. I have been getting heavily into my self-watering plant pots. So I will just show you the one that I did yesterday. Is this Calathea. So some of my self-watering plant pots, I've been converting them into like semi-hydro with leca. Semi-hydro with lechuza pon, sorry. I did a whole video on that, so I will link that above. But this one, because it's a Calathea and it needs to be sort of semi-moist all the time, I have just put it into one of these Elho self-watering pots, which I actually like. I think I like them more than the lechuza ones. So there's something, I can't put my finger on it, but I think like this little, it's got a little indicator here, if you can see, and it's like a little leaf and it's just really cute. But I've had a lot of success with my Marantas and Homolaminas that I have put into self-watering pots in this way, so they have the soil as well. So they're very happy. And Mr. Calathea lancifolia has been, or perhaps I should say Geopertia, because Calathea has now been reclassified, hasn't it? But he has been suffering a little from underwatering. And similarly, I did the same with this Stromanth Trio Star, which is looking a little worse for wear, as you can see. So I thought he's a good candidate for a nice self-watering pot. He's got a couple of new leaves here, so I'm hoping that he will do well with this. So yeah, let's see. Another one, which is a bit weird, is my little, what's she called? My brain. I keep wanting to say Strelitzia. It's not Strelitzia, it's Peace Lily, but what's the proper name? Spathiphyllum. That's what you are. So this little fella was a severe root rot disaster, honestly. So I removed all of his roots and hoped for the best and just stuck him in a vase of water, and he's been that way for maybe a month or two. He's grown some lovely green roots. These are water consuming roots. So I decided, I was originally planning to repot him in soil, but now I'm thinking maybe he will work well in here. So I only did this last night. So he's in leca and in a little like terrarium bowl. You can actually get these in Hobbycraft for like £3. Is it Hobbycraft or no, I think it's Wilko. You can get these for £3. I can't remember which, it's one of those two. And it's obviously nice and waterproof. The nice thing about this is that you can see the level of water, so you can probably see, if I kind of move it around, you can see the level of water is there. At the moment his roots are not much below that anyway, so he'll probably drink that up in no time. But I've had quite some success with doing this in jars for other little plants. The only thing that you have to be a little bit careful of is making sure that you're fertilizing them correctly, as they won't really grow just from water. They need a little bit of nutrients added to the water. So yeah, that is kind of everything that I wanted to say. I think I will be trying to commit to more videos. I'm gonna try and do one a week again, as long as it's not like gonna stress me out too much. Like I said, I'm not sure whether it will be plant related stuff or not. We'll find out, but I just wanted to say hi and a happy new year. And I have seen some very lovely little messages from people either on Instagram or in some of the comments on some of my old videos, just saying hope you're doing okay, and I'm really sorry I didn't reply to them. I think I just felt like I needed to keep the YouTube thing out of my life for a little while, and not have that extra stress. So I really appreciated them though, because I did read all of them and it made me feel good, and really appreciated people taking the time to think about me. Just in case anyone is worried, I'm still with my partner Craig with our cats. Like nothing major in that department has changed. It's just lots of other life stuff has been going on. So yeah, that is me. It's lovely to talk to you all again, and I hope to be back very shortly, hopefully next week. Bye guys.